back in Poulsbo today at Ancient Grains Kitchen, and I'm really excited to introduce you to Karen. You know Cynthia from our last show, and Anna, the kitchen manager. This is the second half of their business, the granola business.
Yes, sir.
And we were talking, how did you get into the granola business, guys?
Well, let me tell you. No, I actually came from a background of electrical wholesaling. So I worked there many years, and Cynthia was my friend. Want to build on that?
Well, like, I had the Ancient Grains Kitchen, and I knew of this little granola company, a local granola company that had been in existence for many years in the area that was going up for sale. And I just mentioned it to Karen. Like I said, we've been friends for probably 25 years. And I mentioned it to her. I said, I think I'm thinking of buying this little granola company. I think there's a lot of potential. And I just, as a friend, I was just talking to her, and she goes, if you want to do that, I'll go in half with you. And I'm like, and that sealed the deal for me.
Absolutely.
Because not only, she shared half the risk with me, but she does half the work. And and we're good friends, and we work well together. And so we've taken this little company and really seen it grow by leaps and bounds, and we tweaked some of the recipes, made them better. We invented some more new ones. Karen, this is sort of ironic, but Karen found out after she owned a granola company that she has a sensitivity to oats.
Ah.
And so she's like, one day she's like, oh, can't we invent something without oats so I can eat it? And so we did. We came up with an oatless granola for her. So it's been really fun. It's a lot of creativity, and it's been a ton of work, but I think we've had pretty much a good time. And so that was kind of and that company is a totally different entity, and we named it Two Sisters in a Bakery, and then we're doing business. The name of the granola is Miracle Morsels, but
I like it.
But Karen
like
and I
Miracle
just
Mile.
did we did our own LLC together. So it's a different company than Ancient Grains. It's just out of the same gluten-free kitchen.
Any gluten-free products in the granola line?
Everything is gluten-free that comes out of this kitchen.
I like it.
This is a dedicated gluten-free kitchen. No ingredients have any gluten in them at all. So
that's wonderful.
We wouldn't produce something that had gluten in it.
I hope so. And Anna, you're the kitchen manager in both companies. I bet they work you to death, but it's good work.
Yeah. It's nice knowing the ins and outs of all the...
Well, you've been here forever.
Yeah, I've been here for 5 years. 5 years with Ancient Grains, and then worked in Miracle Morsels when they started.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah. And very hard work.
Well, hard work is not a bad thing, just as long as you get to go home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But, granola, I know, was started like in the 1920s in New York or something, but it was uncooked oats, muesli, and then it changed, and that doesn't matter now. How does your process work? How do you start? How does a granola begin?
We mix our dry ingredients in this area.
Okay.
So we'll be doing 8 bowls of it at once.
So you'll be doing 8 different brands, 8 different...
This will all be the same flavor. We're doing cranberry pecan today.
Ooh.
So this will be 8 bowls of cranberry pecan.
Okay.
And then over on the other station is what we call the wet station, is all the wet ingredients that we add.
Honey and...
Yeah.
And
I don't know, oil.
And flavoring.
Yeah.
So now we can't
secret stuff. Oh, I like secret stuff. That's great.
And then those will come over to here and we mix each bowl. And then...
By hand?
Yeah, by hand. Everything's done by hand. And then that gets placed into each bowl will make three trays.
Do you bake it?
And then we bake it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, and then we cool it, and then it goes into bagging. Everything done by hand.
I like it.
And this makes about 65 pounds of granola at a time.
That's a lot of granola.
Yeah, 1 month, and it was. I think it was last summer in June. We did literally 1 ton of granola in a month.
1 ton?
Yeah, 2,000 pounds.
Yikes!
Not in one day, but in 1 month.
No, 1 month is enough.
We can produce a lot of product in a little kitchen. So we were kind of proud of that month. We haven't done it since because we're still recovering, but it was a fun month.
Well, it makes sense. Can we see the ingredients going into the bowls?
Yes.
All right. What do we got over here? Karen? Yeah.
We have oats down here.
Okay.
And then we have coconut on this end.
And they'll put the product in each of the bowls? Okay. And very precise formula because they're weighing it by the gram.
We weigh most everything. This is obviously
Raw sugar?
Yeah, and this is like exactly a half a cup. So, but a lot of our stuff, especially when you get to the cranberries and
Are they dried
pecans,
cranberries?
yes, they are weighed so that we can
Perfect.
get a more accurate. And which is important to us because we want the same product coming out of.
Well, of course.
We have not.
Consistency.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Very consistent. It does. You don't want. I mean, we produce products that we would buy.
Well, right.
You know, so if it doesn't taste good, we're tweaking. We're adding something. Like when we bought the company, there were a couple products we thought needed a little more.
A little help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we added our secret ingredients, which really aren't that secret. They're on the.
Well, don't tell me or it won't stay a secret.
I'm not telling you. I'm going to make people buy the bag and look.
There we go.
Secret sauce.
Exactly.
Well, I think it's great to.
Every ingredient goes in your form is scaled off to the gram. And it doesn't matter what goes in the filter or what goes in
That's a good question. Actually, we prefer like the oats and or the coconut because if we're doing, say, 4 of these batches, the bowls can get a little sticky, and you'll see us scrape just to make sure everything gets into the product.
Sure.
So yes, actually, we try to keep the bigger stuff, and then you'll see that these kind of get blocked in the middle. And then, and especially like this in we keep that in the center so it doesn't get all over. We want it to be in the product.
So how long will this run take you to finish all the way to ready to bag?
It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to get this done and baked and cooling.
And cooling,
And
yeah.
cooling, 'cause that takes a fair amount of time, actually. And even the baking, it kind of, I guess if we had 10 ovens, we could do it quicker, but
I don't think quicker is necessarily better.
No, we've come up with just a system to where we can start the next batch while that's finishing baking. So bagging we normally just either put this in 25-pound cases on the same day we produce it, or we put it into large bags and we'll bag it another day.
Okay.
And actually put it in our individual
I'll
bags.
give it time to kind of settle.
Yeah.
Nice. I think it's just so cool how this kitchen is cookies in the morning and granolas in the afternoon. I mean, and it smells heavenly. So
It does.
you're very lucky.
Yeah.
Jeff and I are wine people. We go by our nose a lot. And it's like,
I was caught at the bank one day. We made apple crisp, and I went to the bank afterward at the end of the day, and the lady's like, "Are you making something with apples?" It's like, wow. I told her, I said, "You've got a good nose."
Yeah.
We were making, and so there are not that many apples, although we use applesauce too, but I was impressed. I was like, that's really good.
It can be surprising. I remember at one wine tasting that I was giving, there was this rather pompous man who had a quiet wife, and he thought he knew a lot about wine, and of course I didn't disabuse him, but his wife had a much better palate, but she never got a chance to talk.
Because
But I was chatting with her, and it's like, oh, I pick up nuances of apricot. You know, or she didn't say nuances, that's my word, but still, she had a better palate. And to this day, I often wonder how that worked out.
No kidding.
So the moral of the story is it's surprising where you'll find a great nose or great palate.
Yeah, I was impressed.
So are those pecans or walnuts? I can't tell.
Those are pecans.
Pecans, beautiful. I love pecans.
Again, they're weighing them.
I can see.
So it's much nicer with the assistance of these two ladies. The three of us used to do it.
Do all of it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not that horrendous, but it can make a long day.
I bet.
So
Yeah.
it was just, yeah.
Well, thank God for extra hands.
Yay, helpers, I love it. Okay. So,
This is really interesting.
it's not what I would have thought. I mean, I had no large-scale baking experience, so
Well, I think it's nice that you're doing 8 individual batches of all the same at one time, and I like that. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Production line, yeah. Instead of trying to do everything in a giant, you can control the flavors and quantities better in a small amount.
Definitely, and if by chance there is like an error in one thing, like we look down and we go, oh, you forgot the sugar, you know, when you're mixing it up, you can see that really easily. It's not like you've messed up the whole. You can go back and go, okay, I need to add this. It's great quality control.
I like that. Well, you guys pay a lot of attention to every little detail, and I think that's why your product is so good, although I haven't really tasted your granola yet, so I'm kind of hoping later.
You bet you guys will.
Good. That's my favorite part.
I love it. When we're gonna have to let you try it when it comes out of the oven.
Oh, darn.
That's my favorite. It's like eating a warm cookie.
Ooh.
And especially the peanut butter, which we're not making today because that's a little messier.
It is.
We're
Sticky.
Yeah, we're measuring out a big 5-gallon tub of peanut butter.
Unconscious teamwork, too. I like it.
Yeah, we've really worked at working as a team just for that.
Well, you just got great people that get along, and this is wonderful.
We talked about last teamwork. You know,
Yeah.
every person doesn't have one job, and always watch out for the other guys. I think
That's so important. And it makes a real difference, too. If you get too big, it's kind of hard to do that.
That's true. That's true. Alright.
Not a lot of nose there, but some. A little cinnamon.
And it brings us the wet.
Yeah, the wet stuff.
Yeah.
And we modified some of our recipes. We've switched mostly to using coconut oil, just as a healthier option.
It is
as opposed to canola oil. And we have on several of our granolas we switched from cane sugar to coconut sugar. So we're trying to, really.
Well, coconut oil is so much better.
Yeah.
I know people who are allergic to soy, and they put soy in everything these days. She can't eat fried food because they almost always have soy in the canola oil or whatever it is.
Yeah,
So,
it's hard.
but she can use coconut. She uses coconut oil.
That's what we're, yeah.
So, healthy gluten-free option.
Yay. You ready for?
All right, and that's the secret sauce,
That's
right?
the secret sauce.
Miracle Morsels salad sauce.
I like that. We're gonna have fun with that.
Good. Look at that change.
Let me get.
Forget how the color changes.
Okay, and scraper.
I bet you guys have very strong grips by the time the day is over.
It might be fun to see what.
All right, Anna's Secret Laboratory. Anna's Secret Laboratory.
Welcome to
That looks like vanilla to me.
It is vanilla. You go through a lot of vanilla.
Is that vanilla?
I bet.
Yep. It's pure. It's
And
pure
you're
vanilla.
is this honey you're heating so that it's easier
Oh yeah.
to
Yep.
disperse?
It's easier to mix, easier to dump. They take me over there when it's warm.
And I can tell it's not so hot that it's going to destroy any of the characters in the honey,
Nope.
so it's good. So are these the same batch twice?
Yeah, so I do, because we got 8 bowls over there, I do this 4 times per batch.
Okay. Is that salt?
It is salt.
Good. I like salt. It adds
It
balance.
does. It adds balance
And that's chili pepper, right? No,
yeah.
I know.
Secret laboratory, no, this is cloves.
Yes.
Cloves it adds good flavor to it.
So the vanilla extract has got some alcohol in it, so that should also help the honey spread out and not be as thick.
Yep. And it's, the ins and outs of this whole station. I shouldn't do it without a recipe. So I get to keep my
Oh,
recipe.
you've been doing this so many years.
You know, you can't trust your brain though.
Actually, I can't trust mine. I know that.
It's dangerous when you try to trust your own brain.
You're absolutely right.
Some days it doesn't quite work.
Funny story, when my grandmother was in her 80s, she used to be famous for her pecan pie, and I loved going to see her. And she hadn't looked at a recipe in at least 40 years. And I come over to taste it, and it was inedible. And we figured out that she reversed the sugar and the salt. Oh yeah, it was a salt pie. But
Oh man.
I just felt so bad for her because she was so horrified.
Yeah.
Her hands had just known what to do.
Right.
So now this is ready.
This is ready to
We're
go.
bringing it over for the next batch.
Yep. I keep telling Cynthia we need to take dance lessons. I think we'd be really good at it.
I like you going to the spa so I would this year.
That's been there forever. Expanded at 300 degrees. You touch it, that's on you.
I know.
Here's something if you
All
want
right.
to some out.
Well, Anna, you're a great kitchen manager. How old were you when you first came to work here?
I was 14, just over 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I'm so impressed with the opportunities you give to young people, because I know there's a lot of young people here. In fact, we didn't show the faces of two because their parents didn't want us to. That's fine. But how many people have a chance like Anna had and like these? I think that's really, really wonderful that you give kids a chance to get started in the world like that.
Well, and we love to have younger people, and they're trainable, and we've had really great luck with, who we've brought onto the team, and they are mostly teenagers. They're all teenagers. But again, it's a great place to learn a good work ethic and
Exactly. And
excellence in your work. And, yeah.
you're a great mentor in that. I'm telling you and Karen.
Yeah. And we don't ask them to do anything we don't do. We jump right in with them and work as hard as they do.
Which I've always believed is a great principle of management. I feel the same.
Yeah.
Well, I see something over here that is making my nose crazy because it's delicious smelling. But Anna, you said it's still too hot for us to taste.
Still too hot. Yeah, I wouldn't touch it yet.
Well, in the meantime, why don't you tell us about your product line that we've got out here?
Okay. I'll let Karen talk about that one. This is cranberry pecan. We have, how many? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 varieties of granola. There's actually 11 because we have a pumpkin one, but that's seasonal. And then 3 varieties of trail mix. But we
Nice.
have cranberry pecan. This came with the company. When we bought it, we bought this recipe, but all the recipes
You've tweaked.
we tweaked. The peanut butter chocolate chunk is the most popular variety. That one sells bigger than any of the other ones. Everything but the kitchen sink is probably the second most popular. It's got seeds and nuts and fruit. That's a good one. And like I said, we switched most of these to using canola oil. Some of them only have coconut sugar. This is one we invented, a nutty maple crunch, and this is made with coconut sugar, no cane sugar. There's one that has no oil at all. It's a low fat. We call it apple crisp. There's one with no nuts. It's called a just fruit. This is a chocolate. It's like a chocolate coffee granola, Jamocha Nut Crunch. That's a good one. This is one of my favorites. This is called Summerberry Citrus Crunch.
Ooh.
The granola is very citrusy, and we put in freeze-dried strawberries and
Oh.
dried blueberries, and that tends to be seasonal, but it's been popular, and some of our markets want us to carry it year-round, so it's ended up being more of a year-round thing. And talk about that one, Karen.
This is my our crazy for coconut. It has no oats because
You have a problem with
I'm
those.
having problem with oats since I've started working here. And so we came up with mostly rice. It's called Crazy for Coconut. It's got coconut and pumpkin seeds.
And rice cereal, like a puffed rice in there, and a Rice Krispie. Lots of coconut.
Lots
very
of
small.
coconut.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that was fun to come up with.
Wow, I'm glad that you came up with something
Yeah.
that you could have.
Actually, yes. And then we also do 3 different trail mixes.
Those look like they're
Well, they're
high
They're
quality.
pretty elegant. These 2 are based to have a mixture of nuts that we put an agave sweetener on and bake. And so it has a base of these agave sweetened nuts, and then we add other nuts.
And agave is low glycemic.
Yeah, it's a very low glycemic sweetener. So it's not like a sweet, sickening sweet at all. This is
Perfect.
and they're all named after rivers in the area. And then this one doesn't have any sweetened agave nuts. This is just nuts and ginger, big slices of crystallized ginger and
Ooh.
chocolate. So that's our trail mix line.
Well, if they're as good as everything else I've tasted of yours, I'm excited.
Well, this you probably could take a nibble. It's might be. You might want to. It's nice when it's warm. It'll get crunchier as it cools off. But
Well, I'm not gonna be shy.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw Anna, but a lot of these granolas we put a little bit of citrus peel in it. You can't really detect it, but it really brings up
Changes the whole.
the profile of it. And
Oh, that's
so
delicious.
there's a little orange in there.
It's not too sweet because so many granolas are like sugar bombs.
Yeah.
Not this one.
Have a piece back.
I can't remember what it tasted like. I
I
need to
know, we loved it. We have to do quality control when it comes to
We do quality control.
I know.
Oh, that's delicious.
It'll be a little
Very good.
So where can people buy these?
Let's see, on this
We're in Poulsbo.
Poulsbo, you can get them in bulk at Central Market, at all the Town and Country markets on this side and on the other side of the water. Not all the varieties. There's a couple of varieties that are on the shelf at Town and Country markets on the side of the water.
Well, if someone can't find these, do you have a website they can order from?
Yes, we do a lot of online business.
And what is that website called?
It's miraclemorsels.com.
Perfect. MiracleMorsels.com.
And then
Easy to remember.
in Seattle, we're in all 10 of the Met markets.
Nice.
A lot of the granolas and 2 of the trail mixes are in all 10 of the Met markets in the Seattle Tacoma area. And I just am working on the paperwork now, but we are going to have bag granola, 4 or 5 varieties starting soon in the Safeways in this area.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we're excited about that. So more opportunities to find what you like. And local people, we're always glad to see somebody poke their head in the door and say, hi, and
Well, that's nice.
sell you a bag.
I have to tell you, the feeling here is so, I mean, all you guys are like on the same wavelength and happy at the same time. And you don't find that very often at all.
Yes, we do. I mean, I think it's been a great test of our friendship to, work through a lot of stuff together and still really enjoy each other's.
We still like each other.
We spend a lot of time together.
And you're still friends.
So,
And yet both in the business together. And it's good for them.
It's
well, and I think we talked about that, and it's what we want to be in here. I don't want to work in an environment where it's not happy.
Well, you get to make the choices too.
So
But I think having so many young people here gives it an energy as well.
it does. It's a perk of owning our own business. We can
Do it the way you want it.
that environment and have it the way we want. So.
Well, I like it. Thank you so much for having us. Every visit here has been absolutely delightful. And I'm waiting for you to come out with another line so I can come visit again.
We'll let you know.
Anyway, thank you for being on Tasting the Peninsula.